we got a new toy to unbox. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back. If you watched this video, you know that it's time to break down this kayak, my old 2023 tournament kayak, and get ready for the new one. But there's one problem about that. I sold my trailer. I told you guys that in the last video. So this thing currently sits literally on the ground, which is not a good thing for me because I have a bad lower back, so leaning over that low is just not good for me. My back will tense up. It is not fun, but that's where today's video comes in. This box on this table is actually a kayak stand or a kayak cart from a company called Sparehand Systems. Long story short, I was at ICASS earlier this year working a Torquedo booth, and Jeff Little actually had some of the stands to display his kayaks in the booth. Well, I met some of the guys over at Sparehand Systems and they've been following me along and heard that my kayak is currently sitting on the ground and my new one might even be sitting on the ground as well. So they wanted to help and send me a care package. In this box is one of their stands. As many of you know, when it comes to gear and accessories, I tend to geek out over it. This is something that is going to definitely help me in the long run. And the nice thing about this, it's easy to break down, unlike some of those bigger carts. Today, we're going to unbox it, we're going to put it together, try to get the kayak on it, and I'm going to show you guys what it's all about and see if it's the right one for you. All right, we got everything laid out on the table. Realistically, there's not that many parts. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 4 wheels, some nuts and bolts to put it together. Nice thing about this cart, I guess you can easily just take it apart. Some of those other stands, a lot of people do like DIYs and stuff, but I mean, that's a big bulky stand that stays together. This one, you can take it apart, store it away when you don't use it. It doesn't take a lot of real estate. And I think that's the really nice thing about this cart. Right here, we got some instructions that comes with it. 250 pounds maximum capacity, maximum width 45 inches, so you can put a canoe, kayak, paddleboard on top, and then maximum length of 20 feet. Seems easy enough. Let's put this thing together. Okay, well, we're done. This thing was pretty easy to do. Probably would be about 10-15 minutes to put together. Obviously, some B-roll takes a little bit longer, but it was pretty easy. I mean, realistically, there was just not much hardware at all. Pretty much got a couple bolts and nuts, a little wing nut right there. But yeah, first impressions, it's really easy to break down, put together where it is. If you just need to make some room in the garage, wherever you store your kayak, you can easily just break this down real quick and just shove it in a corner. It's super easy, and that's the nice thing about this. Just looking over this real quick, I mean, pretty much kayak sits up there. You have these straps that you can tension so that these can form to the side of your kayak. But overall, it seems like a really nice stand. All metal parts, no cheap plastic. Looks like a powder-coated finish. You have 2 locking caster wheels, one here, and I accidentally put one on the other side. We'll get that fixed, but overall, it seems like a really rigid stand. You got these straps there right here that can go over the kayak if you need to move it around so that it doesn't fall off. I'm going to switch those wheels real quick and then we're going to see how it looks on the ground next to me. And this is how the kayak sits. It's about 4 feet long, 26.5 inches wide, and about 34 inches tall. I feel like it's a good height to put the kayak on. You can work on it. Just really depends. They do have a shorter version if that's something you like. Me personally, again, bad lower back. I just don't want to just keep bending over to work on the kayak. It just wouldn't be good for me in the long run. The rubber padding that's on these where the kayak rests on, I mean, very grippy. You got an adjustable strap. You have a large range of motion depending on the hole of your kayak. It's been July since I've seen one of these, and man, yeah, I definitely like it. We're gonna get some help, see if I can get the Hobie on top of this, and we'll see how it looks on it. Okay, we got it here on top of the cart. First impressions, sturdy. You can lock the wheels in, of course. I don't have it just so I can just wheel this thing around, but this is my thoughts. If you're someone who likes to throw your kayak in the back of your bed or your car top, this is a great cart to use for that. One, it's a little bit higher off the ground, so you don't have to lift as high. I mean, this thing would pretty much just slide in the back of my truck if I wanted to. If you're car topping and you have a nice clean driveway, obviously no rocks, be a great way to just put it on your vehicle. As I said earlier, those little rubber stops, man, I mean, that thing's grippy. This thing is not gonna go anywhere. Seems very easy to wheel around. I mean, I can do whatever I want with this. Now for me, obviously, I'm gonna be using a trailer most of the time, but for rigging and unrigging, such as this one, I think it's a good height. I mean, right here, I can get under the kayak, get all the stuff on the inside. Everything is pretty accessible. Obviously, I can move it in and out if I need to. It's a good height for these type of situations. One thing I will say is that the Pro Angler, especially the 14, I mean, it is right there on the end of those rubber stops. I mean, this thing, it's not gonna go anywhere. You do have the straps underneath that you can wrap around if you want to, but honestly, I'm probably just gonna leave this thing as it is. I don't think this is ever gonna go anywhere. As long as you put it right in the middle where it should be, where you can balance the front and the back weight, I think it's fine overall. But yeah, that is the Sparehand Systems tall rigging station. Their big rig. This is definitely something that I really needed for my situation with my bad back so that I can really tear down this kayak, and when I get a new one, not have it on the ground and easily work on it whenever I need to. One really cool thing is that the guys over there actually gave me a discount code for you guys. You can save 15% off. I'll leave their link in the top description below. If you type in BHF15, when you check out, you get 15% off one of these or one of their other selection of kayak stands. If this is something that you guys feel like you would need, definitely check it out. Check out some of the other ones. They do have a shorter one as well. This is definitely something I'll be utilizing a whole lot more moving forward. You guys are gonna see it in my videos. If you're in a market for something like this, instead of leaving your kayak on the ground, tired of lifting it from the ground, this is definitely something I would definitely recommend. Now that we have this, we can finally break down the kayak instead of breaking my back. So in the next video, we're gonna officially break down the kayak and get ready for our next one. As always, I appreciate you guys for watching. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace. All right, now that's out of the way.